It's Christmas time. I'm the Vintage Collector, and these are my short Advent time stories. Of course, there's no way you can modify a CD-ROM drive into becoming a CD writer by means of running a simple program. But that's indeed what the German magazine PC Praxis claimed in a pseudo-scientific article in the April 2000 issue. So you get it, I'm talking about April Fools. I wasn't intentionally looking around for this one, but I tripped into it by accident whilst doing my research about CD-ROM burning on DOS. And when I read about it again, I remembered a nice anecdote from back then. Now, although I looked around everywhere, I didn't manage to find a PDF of said magazine, nor an ISO image of the CD-ROM, which is pity, as I would have loved to show you that, but now I simply have to reconstruct it from my memories. The story as published went like this, that by means of a DOS program, you could reconfigure a CD-ROM drive to become a CD writer at the price of performing writes only at 25% of the nominal CD reading speed. The technology behind that was called LIRPA, which of course is April in reverse, but it was said to be low impact remodulation of phase amplitude. And so they even supplied a program on the CD-ROM that came with the magazine. And I remember well when a neighbor came in to my home with a brand new CD-ROM drive, waving the magazine in his hands and asking me to help him installing his new CD writer. "What CD writer?" I asked. "That's a CD-ROM."
No, you have to read this. It works, really.
Well, yeah, exactly. Can't tell you how I burst out into laughter. I remember it was nicely written, very pseudo-technical with lots of gibbery explanations. So I tried to explain that a typical read laser goes by a maximum of 5 milliwatts and the write laser can go as high as 30 milliwatts or so. That was in 2000. With the advent of faster drives and even DVD and Blu-ray drives, the output power rose to even 400 milliwatts. The thing is this, for an ordinary CDR, the much more powerful write laser would heat up the so-called dye layer to darken the spots where a 0 should be and leave it intact where a 1 should be. And in no way, even by running the CD-ROM drive at much slower speed, would the less powerful read laser ever deliver enough power to alter the dye. Yet alone to say that CD rewritables are a different beast, because here the dye was replaced by a phase-changeable material. So the laser is going to heat it up and will let it cool down immediately to remain amorphous fluid, thus reflective, indicating a 1, or it will let it cool down slowly to remain crystalline, indicating a 0. But well, he only believed me once I had installed that drive and ran the obscure DOS program, which would throw a huge April Fool's message at us. And his facial expression was priceless. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm the Vintage Collector, and this was my short Advent time story for today. Thanks for watching, and see you again tomorrow.